Good evening. I'm Kelda Yoon. Toronto police are investigating after a Jewish girls' elementary school in North York was attacked for the third time this year. Beis Hayamushka Girls Elementary School was the target of overnight gunfire. No one was injured, but it has sparked immediate condemnation from leaders in the Jewish community who are once again calling for more to be done. Chris Glover has more from the scene.
For the third time this year, this Jewish girls' elementary school has been the site of an overnight shooting. Police say around 2:30 this morning, a vehicle came into this school area, started firing shots, approximately 6, into the front of the school, and then they tore off. As the police investigation continues, the school had to decide if they were going to actually run school today. They decided to open.
My daughters are doing fine, thank God. They went to school today with a smile. They know education is important, and they are strong, and we are strong, and we're going to stay resolute, and we're going to come out of this much stronger and much more proud than before this incident.
Students are afraid, staff are afraid, and no one should be afraid to come to school. No one should be afraid sending their child to school. We are here to educate children, and that's what we're here for, and that's what we will continue to do.
So now here inside the school, I can show you, this is where one of the bullets smashed through the window. It's now been boarded up. This is not the first time that this school has dealt with this kind of gunfire. The principal was just showing me that this is a new piece of glass. This is where one of the bullets from a previous incident had been fired through. There's been a big police presence. There have been sniffer dogs as well, looking for clues. This is, as I've mentioned, the third incident that this has happened this year. The first one was in May, shots fired at the school overnight. Again, no one was injured. And then in October, on Yom Kippur, the Jewish holiday, again, the school was struck with bullets. And in that incident, police arrested 2 individuals. They're not sure yet whether any of this is connected, but that is part of the investigation.
Right now, the only connection that we have is the location. So we've identified people for the second shooting. They're still in custody. They haven't got out. We're seeing what, if anything, they may, if they could link to last night's shooting, perhaps friends or associates, but right now we just don't know.
And so the hate crime unit, along with the guns and gangs unit, are investigating this crime. Members of the Jewish community came today to thank police, but also to demand more be done. And many of them were very critical of Mayor Olivia Chow. She did release a statement today saying enough is enough. Any act of anti-Semitism, Mayor Chow said, is too many acts. But still, that was not enough for some of the Jewish leaders who spoke here today.
We have not seen the mayor of our city draw a line through this type of activity and come out and be strong enough. Sure, when shots are fired, but what about all the other incidents that have been going on? It's been a failure of leadership. We need to see our mayor take a stand.
And police say their large police presence will remain here on scene for the time being. The school itself has also taken security measures, new and updated cameras as well. They also have security that they have during the day while the girls are at school. That's not a 24/7 thing. And given the fact that these shootings continue to happen overnight, the school is now looking at possibly extending that security, that private security, to be overnight as well. Chris Glover, CBC News, Toronto.
A lot of last-minute political maneuvering in Ottawa today on this last Friday before the holidays. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau wrapped up a tumultuous week with a cabinet shuffle, adding 8 new faces to his cabinet and changing the roles of 4 other ministers. Meanwhile, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh said his party will vote to bring down the Liberal government when Parliament resumes. Ashley Burke has the latest.
He's left you alone in the cold. Where is he?
The Prime Minister missing in action, leaving his newly minted ministers to do the talking.
The Prime Minister is not here today to answer questions and address Canadians.
We were just with him inside and had some great conversation as to the work that we have ahead of us.
Justin Trudeau speaking to Liberals, but not to Canadians, leaving them in the dark and his cabinet stuck answering a big question only he can answer.
What assurances has the Prime Minister given you that he will stay on until the next election?
The Prime Minister was quite clear that he has a choice that he's reflecting on.
Inside Rideau Hall, Trudeau chose to name 8 new members of cabinet, including David McGuinty as Public Safety Minister. Ruby Sahota is in charge of Democratic Institutions, and Nate Erskine-Smith Housing. Trudeau also changed 4 ministers' jobs as he faces growing pressure from almost 20 MPs, all publicly calling for him to step down.
Why do you show confidence in the Prime Minister?
Prime Minister's the Prime Minister.
As the shuffle began, the NDP's leader released a surprise letter, saying in the new year his party will vote to bring this government down. The Conservatives' leader seizing on that pledge, calling for Parliament to be summoned back.
We have a guy here who has lost control of everything, and yet he clings to power.
Then, after meeting with Cabinet, and for the first time since his finance minister's stunning resignation Monday, Trudeau surfaced in front of journalists.
Are you considering proroguing?
We just had an excellent cabinet meeting that was almost entirely focused on the Canada-US dynamic.
Trudeau then walked off and ignored reporters' questions about his future. He didn't say if he's done reflecting and has made up his mind about if he'll step down. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Ottawa.
One of Toronto's major hospitals is about to get even bigger. The University Health Network announcing today they're expanding their footprint on University Avenue. As Lane Harrison explains, the hospital says its new facility will help move cancer care forward.
We're looking for more than incremental expansion. We're looking at transformative solutions.
University Health Network President Kevin Smith speaks on the second floor of his hospital's newest building, a 15-story office tower at 255 University Avenue, which was just purchased for about $80 million and will soon become what's being referred to as the Cancer Futures Building.
Princess Margaret treats over 20,000 new cancer patients each year, and our staff have really begun to feel the pressure of trying to manage that volume of patients in our existing facility, which is now, we've been in for 30 years. The growth of cancer has exceeded our expectations as the population ages, the population of Toronto has grown, and more people are surviving cancer.
The purchase is being funded through the hospital's foundations, and no provincial money was spent on the purchase. But that didn't stop Premier Doug Ford and Health Minister Sylvia Jones from marking the occasion.
This is great. I'm at an announcement, and there's no provincial money. And I hear this little voice, yet.
The building will house the expansion of care from the Princess Margaret Cancer Centre and Toronto General. It will also be a place for new research and the use of new technologies like artificial intelligence in cancer care, which can help with simple workflow tasks or more complex treatments.
We're partnering with the Mayo Clinic and other hospitals around the world to have a data collection of over 50 million patients where we can now apply machine learning to can we pick up cancer early from just routine scans. We already know on a routine CT scan of the abdomen, artificial intelligence can pick up a pancreatic cancer 3 or 4 years before a trained radiologist can see it. So we know there's great opportunities to find cancer earlier, to develop more effective therapies more quickly.
The purchase of the building officially closed yesterday, and the UHN will be moving staff in over the next few months, but it will take a couple years until all 15 stories are fully staffed and outfitted. Lane Harrison, CBC News, Toronto.
Toronto Public Health is warning the public of possible measles exposure at Pearson Airport. It says travelers may have been exposed to the virus if they were at Terminal 1 on Sunday, December 8th from approximately 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. or if they were on Emirates Airlines flight EK241 from Dubai to Toronto. TPH is recommending people who may have been exposed to monitor for symptoms such as fever, runny nose, and red eyes until Sunday, December 29th. Peel Police announcing a significant breakthrough related to auto theft in the region, arresting half a dozen people in a criminal network that saw millions of dollars worth of cars stolen.
Investigators from our Airport Criminal Investigation Bureau have recovered almost $4 million worth of stolen vehicles and have laid over 100 criminal charges against a well-coordinated auto theft ring from Quebec. The individuals are believed to be responsible for over 100 stolen vehicles in and around the Toronto Pearson International Airport area.
Police say this coordinated theft ring operated in the region from at least August of this year until November. In addition to the 6 people arrested, 5 more people from Quebec are wanted in relation to the thefts. Peel Police collaborated with officers from the airport, the CBSA, and Toronto, Halton, and York Police to identify the thieves' tactics. Repairs at King and Spadina are complete after crews worked around the clock for the last 3 nights. Overhead streetcar wires were damaged on Tuesday morning when a garbage truck drove through the intersection with its lifter up. We asked TTC spokesperson Stuart Green about the complexity and the costs that comes with this kind of repair.
Don't have costs just yet. Of course, there'll be overtime costs. There'll be some material costs for things that we had to reinstall that were damaged. So we're figuring all of that out now, and we will be filing a claim against the company, that was involved. So, that is something that is open to us. It's that intricate network. I mean, it's been referred to as a spider web, and it very much looks like that because it's four-way intersection. It's a lot of suspended wire, and it's heavy wire that needs to be suspended by poles on the side. So all of that intricacy had to be double-checked and made sure it was safe to reopen.
The 504 King and 508 Lakeshore streetcar routes resumed regular service this morning. The intersection remained closed to traffic while city crews worked to de-ice the roads. And once complete, the 510 Spadina buses will return to their regular route. Just 5 more days until Christmas, and you can bet the malls will be packed this weekend as shoppers make sure they get all those names checked off their list. Our Dale Manukduk was at Eaton Centre this evening as people did some last-minute shopping.
It's looked a lot like Christmas for a while already. The big day right around the corner.
How are you feeling with just 5 days to go until the big day?
Excited.
Excited.
Yeah.
Very excited. So obviously a lot of excitement happening here with Christmas just around the corner, but you know what I'm also sensing? A little bit of fear, a little bit of desperation, a little bit of panic, a lot of last minute Christmas shopping happening here at the Eaton Centre. Could be a big mistake, huge. Let's find out. What is going on here with all the bags?
I wouldn't say last minute Christmas shopping, I would say just the right time because we just are on holidays starting today.
And to be honest with you, the people who receive the gifts, they're not going to know when you bought them anyways, right?
Exactly. Yeah, but I'm going to wrap it up tonight and get to them by the 24th.
I'm going to Mexico in a day, so there's this shopping here, and then I'm leaving.
How many gifts for people were you able to buy on 5 days to go until Christmas?
So far, everything's for myself, but I'm getting there. Eventually, I'll get to the other stores for other people.
But maybe last minute shopping is the way to go. Boxing Week sales are already underway and plenty of discounts to take advantage of.
It's for my sister.
Your sister?
Yes.
So a little bit of last minute Christmas shopping for you.
Yes.
Why'd you wait till the last minute?
Deals, I guess.
According to Moneris, discount shopping saw a spike this year on both Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Up a fair amount over 2023. So we saw on Cyber Monday, it was a 10% increase over the 2023 event. Black Friday was a 4% transaction count increase over 2023.
Even still, it's hard to escape the holiday rush, unless you're this guy. He's got plenty of practice.
My guy, I gotta ask, shouldn't you be in the North Pole getting ready for the big day?
Well, I got a couple more hours to spare, come down to Toronto, make all the kids very happy and have a good day, you know.
Dale Manukduk, CBC News, Toronto.
Welcome back, and as expected, it was a very busy day at Pearson Airport with about 140,000 people passing through today, officially kicking off peak travel season. Our Clara Pasica spoke to some travelers who were planning and hoping for a smooth travel day.
Here at Pearson Airport, many people are grateful to be starting their holiday plans early today. We know from the airport that 2.7 million people are expected to pass through Pearson Airport between today and January 6th. So this is really the start of that peak travel season. I had the chance to speak with many of these travelers traveling to places like the Yukon and Egypt, and they're sharing with me their hopes for their travels as well as some tips along the way.
The reason I actually booked an earlier flight, I'd imagine this would actually get busier as the day goes on, right? So, but I'm glad I'll be out of here by then.
Come early, because there's probably going to be less people in the line if you come early.
So far, so good. No, we're happy. This is going well.
check that you have everything you want to bring. Don't forget to always fasten your seatbelts in and go to the washroom.
A spokesperson for the airport also has some tips to make your travel a little smoother. Here's what she had to say.
So we are entering that peak travel period during the holidays. We're seeing close to 140,000 passengers move through Toronto Pearson today. Over the next 18 days, we could see close to 2.7 million passengers moving through the airport. We're ready for a smooth travel season. There are things that are out of our control, like weather, but we have over 160 pieces of snow removal equipment that's ready to spring into action, and crews who have had hundreds of hours of training that are ready. We've seen some of that snow clearing equipment on our aprons and taxiways and runways this morning. And you know, we're just really ready to get aircraft moving and get passengers moving throughout the holiday.
Now, we have seen a handful of delays coming in and out of Pearson here, but they are giving out holiday cookies and pretzels to spread some holiday cheer and maybe wash away some of those delay woes. Clara Pasica, CBC News, Mississauga.
It's also one of the busiest times of the year for online shopping, and more deliveries also mean more porch pirates snatching them, with one Etobicoke woman saying even her doormat was stolen. Michelle Song has the story.
Oh, she walks up and just takes it.
Sally Armstrong was shocked to see in her Nest doorbell video someone approaching her doorstep and just taking her Grinch-themed doormat.
These two Grinches stole our doormat.
Armstrong was expecting some packages that day, Christmas presents she was hoping to put under her tree.
I was outraged and I was home alone with my baby, so I put him in the playpen and I stormed downstairs and opened the door hoping to, catch them. Unfortunately, they had, walked a distance away.
Armstrong's home is on a busy street in Etobicoke with a bus stop just in front of her doorstep. She says that porch pirates come and go.
Before we got our Nest doorbell with the video capture on it, we had packages stolen, we had things ripped open and thrown back on our doorstep.
A survey conducted by FedEx says package thefts among their clients are decreasing this year, but 67% of its customers are still concerned about porch pirates.
There's a couple things that you can do from a recipient perspective.
FedEx says tracking your package is key, and if you're not home when it's expected to arrive, leave instructions.
If you just bring the package to my back door or hide it underneath a chair, or I even might actually have a storage box that you can put it into, you can send in instructions through your app direct to the driver.
I see that your neighbor has this safe box.
They do. Definitely a step above the precautions that we've taken, but it's necessary on this street.
And not just Toronto streets. It's a problem across the GTA.
The reality is, though, it's thousands of packages are being delivered on our streets every day, and very few of these will ever be stolen.
But for residents like Armstrong, one package or one doormat could really feel like the Grinch stole Christmas. Michelle Song, CBC News, Toronto.
Chris Potter is here with a check on the forecast. And Chris, it's going to be cold. Very, very cold. I have my long johns ready. I'm ready to go.
Well, you're definitely going to need some extra layers, especially you're going to be out and about through the overnight. Some people still go out. Maybe you're a shift worker early in the mornings, tomorrow morning, and especially Sunday morning. That's when it's going to get a whole lot colder. 4:41 a.m., that's when winter officially takes over. And for this first weekend of winter, active weather not necessarily a big issue on a widespread scale, but it's going to be very cold. And the trend that we've seen today is going to continue to be the trend as well. Once you move north and east of the city, it's going to be colder and less cold, if you will, to the southwest. We have a snow squall warning in place for the southern shore of Lake Huron, and this is going to continue through tonight. It's likely going to continue into the day tomorrow, but it's really that one area that gets into it. And we're just starting to notice those northerly winds take over. So this is going to develop through the overnight, continue through the day tomorrow. Southern shores of Georgian Bay, there's still a chance of a little bit of snow, but with those northerly winds, it should hold west of the 400 if maybe you're doing some traveling north of the city for tomorrow. So that lake effect snow is really the only area with the snow. Mostly sunshine expected here in the city and surrounding the Golden Horseshoe. We'll hold on to mostly clear and quiet conditions as we head into the evening and the overnight. and that's why temperatures are going to be dropping into the minus mid-teens fairly universally. So we might see the extreme cold warning from Environment Canada in a lot of locales, especially with the winds, which, yes, will die down a little bit. Still going to be enough to make it feel like the minus 20s early Sunday morning. The winds shift again on Sunday, especially during the second half of the day. Southwesterly winds kick over. So the overnight low is likely going to be in the first half of the overnight, maybe even the late evening, and then temperatures are actually going to start to climb before daybreak on Monday. We do have a system moving in, which you might say, yay, maybe there's a chance for a white Christmas. The only thing is, it's going to be accompanied rather by a big warm up as we head in. So through the overnight, minus 11, manageable. With the winds, though, it's going to feel like the minus mid to upper teens, maybe the minus 20s. Minus 15 for your overnight low Saturday and into Sunday, feeling like the minus 20s. Minus 9 is your high. But we drop down and hold to minus 12. And then we start to increase that temperature Monday. We get 2 to 4 centimeters of snow. Then the temperatures climb to 1. And we're going to remain seasonally mild for Tuesday and into Wednesday for Christmas Day. So there will be areas out there with a white Christmas. I just don't really see it happening here.
Right. And winter really arriving with a bang, eh? Oh, it's cold. All right, thanks so much, Chris. And that is all the time we have tonight. Thanks for watching. Have a great night and a great weekend, everyone.